the most fun is when you're helping people, when you really are coming from a position of that people have a problem and somehow you got in contact with that person.
Yeah.
And you're really there to solve their problem and not oversell them something that they don't need.
Right.
Right. But just solve the problem and help them. If you come at it from a service angle, first of all, it's really fulfilling. And they walk away a happy customer.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark, and as always, joining me is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder. Oh, Matt, I tell you what, it's kind of funny because I sound croaky, but I haven't been sick at all.
He has COVID-19 right now. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Are you kidding me? I upgraded to the 20 version.
He's got COVID-25.
No, it's been really interesting. I don't know if it's the air quality in Utah. I don't know what it is, but my voice has just been croakier than normal.
All good.
But
all good in the hood, man. It's the time of year.
Yeah.
Also, the air does really stink here. So it's bad.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I saw an article like 10 years ago that the University of U did a study. And
the University of U?
Yeah, the U of U, the University of Utah. Yeah, you know what I meant.
Well, yeah, but you know.
Yeah, why has he got to give me crap like this? Okay, so
what I do.
I know. So the University of U did a study and found out that breathing the air in the wintertime here in Utah is as bad as smoking 20 cigarettes a day.
Whoa.
Yeah, they did the study, I believe, in January. I believe it was like January 2011.
20 cigarettes a day?
Yeah, and here's what's crazy is the air is worse than it was back then. It's worse now. There's more traffic, more inversion. Things are just worse. There's more people here, so it's worse. All
right. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, what's really crazy is when the fog rolls in and it holds the inversion in. I'm really selling Utah here. And it gets so thick you can like literally I've got pictures. Oh yeah, I've got pictures of where of me, and you can see like 50 feet behind me. It's daytime and the fog is so thick that you can only see about 50 feet.
Yeah.
And what's really funny is when you're walking into a grocery store or something, you see somebody smoking a cigarette walking in. I'm like, man, yeah.
They're double dipping.
You're double dipping.
All right.
Living on the edge.
Living on the edge. So, Mr. Snyder, what's new and exciting?
Man, we've got quite a bit coming up. I'm starting to think about nationals. That's been on my mind a lot. As a matter of fact, I don't know the other things that you have because that's all I've been paying. I've been thinking about that since January 1. That's what I think of. It's weird. I didn't think about it before at all.
Well, the good news is I did. So we actually did think about some stuff before the new year. But we have the theme of nationals, we have the dates, we have the lineup, we have all sorts of cool stuff that is coming. But this is going to be the 2025 Renatus E3 conference. E3 stands for getting educated, getting equipped, and getting engaged.
I love it.
So each one of those days is going to have a different emphasis with who's presenting and what exactly they're talking about. But it's going to be incredible. Never before have we had so many of our practitioner instructors all coming and presenting on the same stage on the same day. So we are going to have a bunch.
Wow.
I've already got like 8 confirmed, but I think we're going to have even more than that.
Wow.
I think we're going to end up somewhere closer to 12 confirmed that are all going to be presenting at the national conference.
It'll be a big one. I mean, we say it every year, but this year's going to be a big one.
This is a completely different format than we've ever done before, and it is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's really going to empower every single person in their opportunity with Renatus, as well as their opportunity to engage the Renatus education. Anybody anywhere in the path is going to be, their opportunity is going to be magnified, and they're going to get more skills. They're going to get more tips, tricks, understanding, education. It's going to be incredible.
It's going to be epic with a capital E.
There you go. Epic with a capital E. It's going to be 3 incredible days, and all of that just for $447.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, man. That's banquet too?
That's banquet. That's everything.
That's the whole full Monty.
But wait, there's more.
Ooh, okay, do tell.
So the full price is $447, but we do have an early bird discount.
Okay.
We want to reward those people who are taking their business seriously enough that they're planning ahead. Mm-hmm. And so if you buy your ticket anytime before the 22nd of February, then you are going to get a discount off that $447. It's going to be $397 for all 3 days, including the banquet, including everything else that goes along with it.
Awards and everything.
Awards, everything. That is the full Monty. And here's the deal. Only with the full price ticket are we going to be recognizing those individuals on the stage. So if we have other people that are coming at not a full price ticket, and I'll talk about that in just a second, then they're not going to be recognized on the stage. They're still going to get to take part, but they're not going to be able to walk across the stage. It's only going to be those individuals with the full price ticket. They're going to have that opportunity. But wait, there's more.
Okay.
So we are including an all access guest pass for $95. So for anybody who is not an ICM, not an education holder, they're going to have an opportunity to come to this incredible 3-day training for $95. That $95 includes all 3 days. It includes the banquet or the conference branded journal, the pen, the t-shirt, all of that. It includes access to the banquet and the awards ceremony, all of that for $95.
Wow. That's incredible for a guest. So
yes.
That person is or cannot be an ICM.
Correct.
What about an education holder? Are they a guest?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I'm gonna have to go back and look at exactly how it was written.
Okay.
But yeah, it's for people who are just truly guests.
So that
are brand new.
Yeah, they're brand new. They're checking Renatus out.
Yep.
Right. I think no better place to figure out who we are than to come to the national conference and see.
They're gonna, like I said, we've got 8 practitioner instructors that are currently set to be there, and more I'm hoping are going to be there as well with us. And we have the pack is going to be there. You're going to be there. I'm going to be there. Bob Snyder is going to be there. We're going to have Woody Woodward there. We also have a surprise keynote that we haven't announced yet, but that's coming soon as well.
Cool.
And all of that is going to be included. But wait, there's more.
Even more.
Okay. We are going to have, for those individuals that are unable to make it for the banquet, unable to make it for the awards ceremony, but are still a guest and still want to attend the 3 days of training, we have a basic guest pass that is only $30.
That's cool. Although, that's cool. But the award ceremony is where it's at. If you want to know who we are, come to the award ceremony.
Yeah, it's where the opportunity really goes from your head to your heart, where you go from just understanding what we're able to do and actually feel like I've got this.
Yeah, it's for me, the first one I saw was huge because you start to understand like what people are actually doing, because unless you're talking to them or asking or I mean, it's a national, so there's people from all across the country, people I didn't even know that are coming to this thing, and they would get on stage and talk about what has transpired for them to win the award. And usually that has to do with, there's a lot of trials, tribulations, and stuff that they made it through. They got to the other side, and usually there's a lot of real estate along the way. And that was really important for me to hear the first time, right? To understand. Like it blew my mind actually how much real estate people are doing. Not
just how much real estate people are doing, but how much their lives have changed in consequence to doing real estate.
Yep.
In consequence to being able to share with their children and their family just what is possible in this world. I have seen individuals who have gone from pessimistic and just bitter to being just open and loving and just seeing the world through a whole new frame.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest change that I see people make is in their mind. It's in their mindset. Like the way they view the world changes.
Yeah.
So it's not even like this kind of positivity mindset, but it's like the things that happen to them, they have a different perception of now versus what they would have then.
Yeah.
The reason that I love that is because that's exactly what I went through and what I watched other people go through early on in recovery, right? In a treatment facility, and watching how their mindset shifts, and it's absolutely necessary if you want to stay sober, right? Well, funny enough, I watched the same thing happen with people who are struggling in their life in so many aspects, right? Make that mindset shift, and what transpires on the back end, winning an award, talking about the award and everything they made it through. It was really incredible.
That's kind of an amazing comparison that I've never thought about before. Is that similar to the way that rehab can facilitate somebody changing their life? Mm-hmm. Because everyone that I've talked with that's gone through rehab and has stayed clean has taken that accountability to say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me.
Oh yeah. You got to take some personal responsibility, clean your side of the street, as they say.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're absolutely right though. You get to watch those individuals take that accountability and start owning their outcome.
Yep.
And saying, yeah, I'm not going to wait for anyone else to do this for me. I'm going to do this for myself.
That's what it is, man. And that's the beauty. That's the miracle that takes place in recovery centers. And I have watched it happen with people here. And that has been so rewarding. It's fun because, at one point I thought I'd like to work in a treatment facility because of that. And then I ended up here, and that aspect is here. And
different kind of treatment facility, but the change is just as real.
Look, I mean, people still have problems, even if they're not caught up in addiction. They still have financial, relationship problems, emotional, spiritual, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And though we're not claiming that, we're going to fix it all or whatever, but watching them get immersed into a community and shift their mindset on things, now when things happen, they have a different reaction to it and a different way about going about solving that problem. That's cool.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to see people like Dane, who we recently had on, right? How many times did he go back to roofing? It was like 6.
Yeah.
He could not get away from it.
Right.
Tried over and over and over again to get off of a roof as a redhead in July, right? Like he couldn't do it. And then finally, he's, through education, through this community, and through everything that he was able to put together, through his experiences and education and resources, and I think I disclaimed it enough. But through all of that, look at where he is now. Right. He's living the dream, and, Timbuktu. On a giant ranch.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Like I said, I've just never really thought about it in that frame before. To think about that, we are basically offering individuals tools. We're offering them access to resources that they've never had before. Mm-hmm. That when they employ in their own life, can create massive change.
Yeah.
And like you said, everybody's results are going to be so unique to them. Right. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because one person, they will do one deal and their life will change. They will look at it and they will go, oh my goodness, this is incredible. I'm so happy. Other people will do 100 deals and that's when their life will change.
Yep.
And everything in between, And so it's going to be an amazing opportunity, but I agree that if you want to get the full experience, the full immersion into what Renatus is really all about, then you got to make sure that you are at the awards banquet and the award ceremony and the banquet.
Yes.
So the banquet's the food, the award ceremony happens right after the food, and it is amazing.
Yeah, you want to learn about people's real lives, like what's going on, I love it. So looking forward to it.
Now there is one little caveat here.
Yeah.
And that is that anybody who wants to attend the banquet, anybody who wants to get the t-shirt or anything else, they have to place their order before the 10th of March.
Okay.
That is the cutoff. So the facility needs us to submit a hard number for the banquet. And so we have to have a cutoff by the 10th of March. So anybody who purchases their ticket after the 10th of March, even if they go with the full Monty, will not have access to the banquet.
Crap. Okay.
So I just need to put that disclaimer out there so that we don't catch anybody unawares.
Yeah, we try to keep everybody informed.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. But the registration is live right now, and it's on the calendar. So you have to go into the Renatus back office, go to the calendar, go to Utah, and then go to the month of March, and you're going to find that event already on the calendar. We are just over 2 months out.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Oh wow, just over 60 days. Whatever days it is, 70.
Yeah, something like that. It's sneaking up on us pretty quick.
Every year, it just comes up so fast.
Yeah. But I'm excited, man. This is going to be such a cool conference.
Yeah.
You're going to see an all-new Renatus being presented, a new, what's the word I'm looking for? A new focus, a new vigor, a new desire. You know, I truly feel Renatus, the Latin word Renatus means rebirth. And I feel like that's what 2024 has done for us. We have been reborn, and we are now coming with an all new fire and an all new energy and an all new emphasis that is going to absolutely take the world by storm.
Yes, it will.
So, in my very biased opinion.
In mine too.
So that is the national conference. The dates of the national are March 20th through the 22nd. It is taking place in Davis County, Utah, in the Davis Conference Center. So make sure that you get your travel arranged right now. We don't have a room block set up for this one. We last year we had the room block, and there were a lot of people who were like, you know what, I really want to set up my own with a short-term rental somewhere or something else.
Oh yeah.
And so we had opted out of a room block this year to just enable our people to be able to get their accommodations wherever they want to be.
Well, we got all these short-term rental experts that are like, I want to stay in an Airbnb.
Right.
So,
right.
And that's what they did. And that's cool. So,
yeah. So that is but you're absolutely right. That is what has really caught our entire focus since the beginning of the year. It's really been my focus since about the beginning of December.
Yeah.
Just thinking about how we were going to put this all together. And I am so excited. This is going to be an event like none other. Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. And you're going to get to meet people that you've never seen on the Renata stage before.
Yeah, it's going to be unique. You're going to want to be there. Layton, Utah. Yes.
All right.
Davis Conference Center.
With that in mind, let's see here. I got a couple of other announcements before we get into kind of the crux of what we want to talk about today. Then the first one is that Patrick Munson and Bob Bloom are coming onto the Renata stage in the Renata studio on the 23rd and 24th of January.
Cool.
So Patrick is doing our taxes. Bob Bloom is doing the legal. I shouldn't say our taxes. What I should say is he's doing the tax side of tax
class.
and legal for Renatus. And then Bob is doing the legal side of tax and legal for Renatus. Anybody who has seen these two individuals present, they no longer have questions about how comprehensive their knowledge is, how deep their skill set is, how extensive their experience goes, because it's on full display as they present.
Yeah, you know when you hear them. I mean, in the first 10 minutes of sitting and listening to either one of them, they're far and above the average expert, right?
Oh yeah,
they really are the experts in their field. I love it.
Yep, they're amazing. So that's coming January 23rd, 24th. Make sure that you are setting aside the time to take part live. The last thing that I want to talk about before we get into everything else is our ATM training. Do you remember what ATM stands for? It's
Advanced Training Marketers. For marketers.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Advanced Training for Marketers. This is going to be hosted by Richard Stock, and it's going to be presented online. However, he's going to be doing it live from the Renata studio every single Friday starting on January 31st.
Oh, crazy. I didn't know. So he's going to be here.
He's going to be here.
Cool. Okay.
Every Friday doing a broadcast. He's going to have a group that's going to be live in studio with him, and then everyone else is going to be online with him. But anyone that has successfully completed the ATM course knows the incredible value that it offers. There have been several people that have done it multiple times because it's like the highest level of accountability and really a guided, a facilitated learning path when it comes to marketing and being able to market it.
Forced activity.
Education.
It's like forced activity.
Forced activity.
Like
I
went through it with Richard years ago, and one of the homework assignments was to go to an RC Willey and other stores that were close by. Everybody kind of spread out, and just talk to people, and just find out about them. Obviously forced us to start talking to people,
right?
And get comfortable talking to just strangers, because for many people, that's like a paralyzing thing, to just walk up to a stranger and start talking to them to find out about them. I think too many people are I'm going to try and sell that person this, just talk to them. Just
have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the people. I find that, if you love the people, not the money, or you love the people, use the money instead of use the people, love the money.
Right.
If that's the kind of mindset that you're in, if that's where you're coming from, that's the best place to be talking to people. So,
yeah, I agree. And the ATM training, it really just helps people get out of their own way.
Yeah.
We often like to refer to fear, FEAR, as false evidence appearing real.
Right.
Right. And Woody talked about.
Just kidding.
What's that?
Nothing.
Okay. Woody talked about it the other day, saying that fear is always an unknown. You are always projecting a feeling on an unknown. Once something is known, it's no longer scary.
Right.
It might not be something you enjoy, but it's not scaring. Fear is always a future event that has not happened.
Yeah, fear lives in the future. Yeah.
And always. So really what ATM does is it helps to minimize that fear and see that what the power of a conversation can be, and how each one of us can effectively market. And it's really interesting, because Bob has always said we can't serve them until we sell them. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh, really? Is that really how that goes? But the fact of the matter is, what I've really learned is that until we are able to enroll somebody into the solutions we're creating to sell them, mm-hmm. we can't really serve them. We can try, but it's not truly service. You have to be enrolled together in order for it to be a service.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that's what ATM is all about.
Yeah, it's worthwhile, especially if you're new, I think.
If you're new, or if you feel like you're new as a marketer, or you feel like you don't know how to go from how to take advantage of square one.
I had a lot of sales experience at the time I went into ATM. I had a lot of sales experience starting out as a marketer, actually,
right,
for Renatus when I started marketing. That was back in 2015. And I thought I knew everything, and I quickly learned I don't, and had to go through the learning process, I think, just like anybody else.
Right.
So it was very helpful.
That's awesome. So that is on the calendar, and it does start January 31st. Take advantage of this opportunity, whether you're local here in Utah or if you're at a distance.
Yeah.
Make sure that you get signed up.
Yeah, no kidding. It's virtual now.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So here it is.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Next Friday, not this Friday, but the Friday after this Friday.
Okay.
We are having an event here in the Renata studio. And I should warn anybody who's not local, this isn't for you. Sorry. We have a Hall of Fame speaker coming into the Renata studio.
Okay.
He wants an opportunity to share his message with our people. And so we are inviting all of those that are local to join us next Friday, the 17th, January 17th at, I'm going to say 1:45 p.m. because I want to have everybody in their seats. I want to close the door before 2:00, and that's when it's going to start.
Okay.
So plan to be here by 1:45, but we have individuals like Garrett Gunderson who's going to be here with us. We have Woody Woodward who's going to be here with us. We've got all of their friends that are coming with them, but the individual who is speaking is Mr. Dan Clark. An individual who is a New York Times bestselling author. He has presented before the UN. He has mentored and coached Fortune 500 CEOs. He's even gone to space before going to space was cool. He's gone to space.
How many people have gone to space?
I have no idea.
I didn't know it was cool. I thought astronauts are the only people who have been to space.
Well, I know that at one point in time, SpaceX was looking, or Virgin was looking to make space travel a thing that people could do.
Yeah, I think they still are.
Yeah. I don't know, but I do know that he was actually taken, from what it looks like. I haven't interviewed him personally. It looks like he went up with NASA.
Oh, gosh.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty legit.
Terrifying, but we won't get into that. I mean, you're in a tube headed to outer space. Anyways,
you're in a tube flying through the air.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, yeah. I am so excited about having Mr. Clark in the studio with us. He's not going to be here for very long. It's just going to be a couple hours. It's going to be a presentation, but he is listed as one of the greatest motivational speakers of all time.
All right. I can't wait to hear him.
Yeah, he is going to be incredible. So
this is for Utah.
This is for anyone who is local to the Renata studio only.
Well, so if somebody wants to drive down from, say, Idaho or over from Denver,
they're welcome.
They're welcome too.
They're welcome. Right, we'll take them.
Cool.
There is no registration. We are not going to put up a registration for it. The only way you're going to know about it is we've got a couple of emails that are going out, and you're going to hear about it here and maybe on the Invest Edge, but I doubt it. Instead, you just got to know.
Just be here.
Because I love every single one of you, I'm giving you an invitation, a personal invitation to join us in studio at 1:45 p.m. on January the 17th to listen to an individual I am stoked to hear from.
Okay.
Mr. Dan Clark.
I don't know who he is. I'm eager to learn more about him.
He is pretty incredible. He's pretty incredible and just a down-to-earth, super genuine guy. So when you get a chance to talk to him, you're going to shake his hand. You're going to feel like you've been best friends forever.
I love those kinds of people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a really cool guy. He actually got recruited. I think he grew up in Arizona, and he got recruited into the University of Utah. You notice how I said the full name of the school.
The University of
Utah. He got recruited to play baseball or football. I think it was actually football. And then he broke his neck or his back while he was practicing one day.
Oh, wow.
And it took him years to recover from that. But he's now got a full recovery, and that's actually what got him started in public speaking, because he was invited by a couple of different people to come and talk to athletes about recovering from injury and mindset and what that looks like. He got invited to be a part of the Nancy Reagan initiative back in the 80s for health, and just like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day was a part of it. He was a part of it, and he's led an incredible life, and I'm super excited that we get to host him for a couple of hours. It's going to be fun.
Cool. It'll be fun to have him out. Hope you guys are there too.
Yeah. Yep.
Come.
Absolutely.
Drive.
If you're
within driving
take
distance.
A train, plane, or automobile.
Obviously, yeah, if it's reasonable. But get out here. Yeah.
Be here. Join us. It's going to be awesome. All right.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and Matt, you queued up a couple of clips for us to take a look at today.
I did. I don't know which one's first, but let it rip back there. We'll watch these clips and I just, we can comment.
All right.
Give our thoughts. React.
One time I hired a plumber and he came over to my house and he walks in the house and he takes like 10-15 minutes. All of a sudden he solves this crazy problem, and then I get a bill for like $5,000. And at first I'm like, why is this $5,000? He goes, well, you're not paying for the part I use to fix the problem. You're paying for the experience I have to find out where that problem was. Because I can tell you, nobody else in this city would have knew how to do that. The size of the problem is how you should charge. You should never charge for your time. You should charge for the solution to the size of the problem that the customer has. That's how you build a business.
Man, that is a great clip.
Yeah, I thought that was I've watched a lot of business clips, and that one was my favorite.
Yeah. I love that. You should charge based on the size of the problem you are solving.
Yeah, because that's what it's worth.
Right.
Somebody's going to be willing to pay, obviously, in proportion to the size of the problem that you fix.
Right.
It's very sound advice, and so true. I mean, why, like with plumbers or with a lot of these guys, why am I paying you so much? Well, and it looks easy sometimes because it's like, I could have done that, but I didn't know how to, or I didn't know that I needed to. And whenever I try and do those things on my own, because I have, it takes, I mean, quite literally 6-8 times longer than it would have taken the plumber to do it.
And it tends to be more expensive in the amount of parts that you have to get, because you go get one part, but it's not the right part, or you don't have the right tool, or you don't have the whatever it is.
I have a running joke that any project in my house is going to require me 3 trips to Home Depot, because for whatever reason, it just seems like that's how many times I always go to Home Depot whenever I'm doing a project like this. I go, you do right like you described, come back, realize I got one of the right size of parts, but the other part is wrong, or I got the wrong tool, or I got a part now that I don't have a tool for, or
you can't get the old part off, so you have to get another tool so that that part knows that you were not joking when you said you're coming off there.
Oh man. Galvanized piping.
There's a running joke with most car guys, right? You are one bolt away from a 15-minute job becoming a 15-day job.
Oh, it is so true.
It is just it's so bad. But I love that thought that you should get compensated. You should get compensated based on the problem you can solve, not necessarily on the amount of time it takes you to solve that problem.
Yeah.
It's funny because we oftentimes think that really big solutions have to be really complex.
Right.
The solution to a really big problem has got to be as big as the problem. And oftentimes, all it takes is a small adjustment here, a small tweak there, a small fix. But if you don't know what that fix is, then it doesn't matter how long the solution takes. You're never going to get there.
Yep.
And man, I have experienced that so many times.
I tried to put together a hub one time. So I broke the hub and sprocket on my dirt bike. And I was young at the time and I wanted to save money. So I was like, well, I can do it. I mean, you're just putting a bunch of spokes in a hub and, putting it together, just screwing everything together. No, you're not. No, you are not. And after probably like 3 hours of messing with this hub and spokes, I finally took it in and, just bit the bullet and had to pay for it, the cost. And it was a lot to have somebody, work on it that
knew what they were doing.
They probably quite literally took like a half an hour, but 3 hours of me tinkering with it and I still couldn't get it, even though I know where every part goes.
Right.
That's what's so crazy about this.
Well, those spokes have to be like tensioned exactly from one side to the other. And if they're not, then nothing works right.
And it just takes experience.
Yeah.
Just knowing how far to crank each one down, probably tools to do it with, to test. Anyways, I learned a valuable lesson. There are many of those, though, especially in real estate. And my experience being in my position and seeing what I've seen has been that he who has the most knowledge usually wins when it comes to real estate. So, and it just so turns out that's what we do.
That is what we do.
Teach.
And we teach people how to overcome some very big problems.
Oh, yeah.
I know that my wife and I have had opportunity to meet with people that are facing what they consider to be unsurmountable problems.
Yeah.
And as soon as we are able to show them a path forward, the relief that washes over them it's palpable. It is so cool to see as the stress oh yeah, I see a way forward.
I see a way out.
Right.
There are many people, millions in this country, that are buried under their house. And just teaching them the way out is incredibly valuable to them.
Right.
And appreciated.
Man, I love that video. That's a great video.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought so. Okay, kick up the next one.
Yeah, let's see the second one.
Don't move.
I look in my rearview mirror and I see this little tiny red speck. Oh, it's a Supra. He pulls up next to me. He rolls down his window and goes, I watch you on YouTube. I rolled down my window. I said, hey, I gotta get gas. Do you? And he goes, oh yeah, I have to too. So we pull over to this Chevron station, gets out. He's like, I've been watching you since so-and-so. I'm from Qatar in the Middle East. I'm like, what are you doing here? And he goes, oh, I go to school in Florida. You're gonna think I'm crazy. Do you wanna have a Supra for a month? I don't wanna leave my Supra at the airport for, weeks weeks on end. He goes, it'll be a lot safer with you. You respect cars, you like cars, and you get videos out of it. And I'm gonna love when you make videos out of it, so it's a win-win for everybody. We come up with this plan, dropping off the Supra at the Atlanta airport, and it's $36 for one night at the international terminal. I said, Kyle, I just got a Toyota Supra with 800 horsepower for $36. I don't care if it's for a limited amount of time. It's $36. I look in my rearview mirror and I see this little tiny red speck. Oh, it's a Supra.
I love that. And do you know why?
Why?
I don't know if you could figure where I'm going with this.
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's funny.
So, years ago, I was talking to somebody in the Renatus community, and I was like, he was telling me about another deal that he found, and it was like the fourth one that week.
Oh, wow.
And they were all like screaming deals.
Right.
And I was baffled. Like, how do you find that many deals? Like, how,
Right.
It was because he's marketing Renatus Education. He runs a business selling real estate education and doing real estate. And he has been so vocal about it that opportunities just show up just like that. And that kind of a situation where it's just this win-win that comes out of the woodwork happens more often than you would think. I was baffled at how many of the people who are not in Renatus, but they know that that's his world.
Right.
He's a house flipper. He does all sorts of real estate, but so he's really good at real estate and he sells real estate education. And then they have a problem with their house.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're picking up the phone and they're calling him, not anybody else. Cause they're like, well, this guy knows,
right?
I know he knows.
Right.
And then this screaming deal comes to him. And of course they're happy because the way he works out the deals, they're always getting paid or getting something out of the deal. It's not like he's screwing people over.
Right.
It's a win-win.
That is so valuable to be the guy. Yeah. Right? In whatever circumstance, in whatever way that you want to be that guy. Yeah. But to be the person that somebody thinks of when they have a problem like that. And that's funny. That's a funny, with cars to talk about it that way. And from Qatar, nonetheless, that's totally unique. However, after a 1 minute conversation or 5 or 10, after the first conversation, the guy's like, hey man, you can solve my problem. Yeah. I know who you are because I've seen you all along the way and you can solve my problem.
Yep. I think the lesson from that is be the guy.
Be the
guy. Or
the
gal.
Be the individual.
Be the person.
But you got to be you louder,
yep.
Right? If you are suppressing all of your gifts, talents, skills, those things that you are truly good at, then you are taking away from the opportunity for other people to know when they could use you, when you would be of most benefit to them in their life.
Yeah. People want to, it's fear, I think, that holds them back.
Yeah.
Be you. Loud.
Be you. Louder.
Let everybody know.
Yeah. And
you're in business.
I'm with you. I've had opportunities where I just told people, yeah, I invest in real estate. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, my cousin's brother's sister's aunt has a question about what she should do with her parents' house. And do you think you could talk with her?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
And, that doesn't necessarily lead to a deal. But what does is that aunt then talks to somebody else about us and boom, we have already built up a level of trust with the aunt. And then that aunt then leverages her relationship with somebody else. And we come in and we are some sort of crazy expert to somebody who is in need. And that's a win-win for everybody.
You described it perfectly. I've had that very thing happen many times with marketing or selling real estate education. Just because so-and-so knows so-and-so who knows somebody who's, talking to people looking to get into real estate, to be an investor.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a phone call from some random number I don't know. Usually what'll happen first, though, is I'll get a text like, hey, my friend, so-and-so is going to give you a call.
Right.
It's amazing how many times that happens, though, out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Just because people know that's what we do.
It's interesting because people have an innate desire to help people.
Yeah.
When you're talking with somebody brand new for the very first time, you start looking for areas of connection, but you're also thinking of solutions for any problem that they're describing. And you're thinking to yourself, do I know somebody that could help with that? Do I have a recommendation I could make for that? Is there something in my experience that would benefit this other human so that their life will continue in a way that is pleasing to them?
Yeah.
We are all hardwired to want to help. And so if we are a solution, then when somebody else has a problem, somebody who knows you could say, hey, I know somebody who can help.
You know, I've done a lot of different sales gigs over the years. Door knocking, phone centers, whether I'm calling out or I'm receiving calls. I've done it both. The most fun is when you're helping people, when you really are coming from a position of people have a problem and somehow you got in contact with that person.
Yeah.
And you're really there to solve their problem and not oversell them something that they don't need.
Right.
Right. But just solve the problem and help them. If you come at it from a service angle, first of all, it's really fulfilling and they walk away a happy customer.
Yeah.
So I love it. I totally agree.
You know, it's interesting. I'm just thinking in my own experience, the number of times that somebody has presented a solution for a daunting problem, something that I could not overcome on my own. And when it came time to settle the bill, it was so easy for me to pay because of the amount of pain they had relieved from me. You know, going back to that very first video and talking about you should get compensated based on the size of the problem that you solve.
Oh, yeah.
I have no problem as a consumer paying when somebody relieves a massive headache from me.
Yeah.
And I don't even think twice about it. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's it? The number of times that I've said that to especially small business owners, when they give me the invoice and I'm like, are you sure? I feel like I'm taking advantage of you all over again.
Yeah.
You know, first you come in here, you solve a problem for me that I couldn't solve on my own. And now you are asking next to nothing for it. Are you kidding me? So yeah, you should, get compensated based on the size of the problem that you can solve, because when you take away people's pain, they are only too happy to reciprocate.
That's right. I love it, man.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was good. Those were great videos. Plus you had an 800 horsepower Supra in there.
Oh yeah. I thought you'd like that.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So that, for anybody who doesn't know, that's the hero car from the original Fast and Furious.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. Good times.
So pretty. I'm so glad they reintroduced the Supra.
Yeah, me too.
Most people
I've seen a couple of them driving around.
Yeah.
So
they're reintroducing the MR2 too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Super excited about that.
I love it, man.
Not that we need to talk about cars.
The late 90s, early 2000s are coming back.
Yeah, they are.
In clothes, too. I'm seeing like baggy clothes come back.
Oh, my goodness. My son is literally going through my old jeans, and he's like, I want those. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Remember the Jinko jeans?
Oh, Jinkos. Yeah, I've got a pair. It was so funny. I put on an old pair of jeans, which I actually fit into again. I was like, holy smokes. I put on these jeans. They are huge around the legs. I was like, oh my gosh, these are massive. They weren't that big when I was a kid. I have no idea how they got bigger over time.
It feels that way, doesn't it? It's like, I can't believe how baggy the clothes were that we used to wear. But yeah, good times.
You know, all good things, they come back around, you know?
Yeah, they do. Style always repeats.
Oh, well, this has been an awesome call. It's been a lot of fun, man.
It has. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, it's been great. All right, we're going to be back with you next Wednesday. For all of those, you know, Renatus Jam loyals that are out there, you may notice that this was not a live broadcast. Instead, this was pre-recorded for you. And we're going to do that for the foreseeable future. It's going to make things just a little bit easier for us. And I hope it makes these more deliverable for you on demand anytime when you want them. So thanks for being with us. We will deliver another podcast to you next Wednesday. Yeah, just never forget, the reason why Renatus rocks is because of the people who are associated with us, and that includes every single one of you. Thanks for being with us. Renatus rocks.